Hey, what's up, y'all? This your girl, Dizzy, the host, and welcome to episode 5 of What You Got to Say. Of course, I've got my crazy co-host in here today, so we're going to let everybody say what's up. So, what's up, Kela Boo?
Hey, y'all.
What's up, Tyrone Greggory?
Hey, what's going down?
What's up, cool Candice?
What up? It's time to chop it up.
And what's up, Cabana Blaq? He's like,
oh man.
Man, see, Cabana is off on location in a distant country that we can't disclose at the moment because he's a superstar. But y'all make sure if he keeps going in and out, it's all good. He's prepping for a show to be on Live Nation tomorrow at 7. Y'all give it up for KB. So y'all make sure that you follow him on all his social media outlets. We'll get that to you at the end of the show, but you do not want to miss this on Live Nation. So, to the topic at hand, what have we decided to speak of today? And this is compliments of cool Candice. The name of episode 5 is Capitalism, the COVID-19 construct, the Georgia guinea pigs, and the Las Vegas volunteers. We've had a lot of stuff happen this week in reference to COVID-19 and in reference to capitalism and just a lot of craziness. And I think the world is kind of like in disarray. So we had to make our platform event session, an education session, so on and so forth. So anybody want to start, just have at it. I'm game. What is on your mind about what is going on?
Look, it's not even just, it's not even so much as a wide world thing right now. It's the U.S. that's killing everybody right now. We're killing our whole country. Like, how can you literally be an elected official and, you know what? I'm only going to look out for my homies. The rest of y'all, get it how you live. I'm not worried about y'all. And it seems like that's what this current administration, along with the powers that be that have been elected by the masses, are only concerned about. Like, you got thousands and thousands of people that are being infected with COVID-19. You got children that have been out of school for weeks and weeks, and people that have been out of work. They're not able to pay their bills on time. Businesses are going under because, we were going to give a business bailout. We were going to help out the small businesses, but pause. We're going to send that to all these big wigs over here. We're going to help out the big businesses first. Mm-hmm. What? How a publicly traded company and you qualify for the small business loan?
It can make sense.
Where they do that at?
Right. So let's talk about this. Let's talk about that subject. Let's talk because I know we all know. A matter of fact, probably half of us, at least on this show, in one way, shape, form, or another, are a small business owner. If we're not our own entrepreneur self. So I definitely understand that because of the nature of at least our business is not being done. You know what I'm saying? I can't go out and do shows and do comedy and, so we got other people, they can't, Tyrone can't do comedy and Cabana can't do shows and Kela can't do hair. I mean, we can't. Yeah. And so how is the income supposed to come from that part of our lives? And then they put together this, we're going to send you, we're going to help small businesses. And then you look on CNN, ABC, NBC, whatever, and it's like, hold up, how Steak Shack get money? Mm-hmm. How did Chris get money?
Chris better not with they $400. Ooh, sorry.
No, go ahead, Kela. Come
on. Yes, let me hear you.
I live in here just because, Ruth Chris charges too much for their steaks for them to need a small business bailout. I am so sorry.
They are not a small business.
Exactly.
Not at all.
So now the government is saying, give us back the money or you're going to suffer the consequences. First of all, how did you get the money to begin with? Who approved it?
Yeah, they shouldn't have been able to apply for that loan in the first place. Like, they use those loopholes that so many, congressmen, trying to write into different bills, and they were able to exploit that by saying, oh, well, we don't have more than the cap of 500 employees at this one location. So we qualify. Yay! What the hell y'all
Mm-hmm. It's a lot of people that are hurting from that. So let's talk about, well, I mean, I know that's not the extent of capitalism, but I don't know if you guys follow this video, but we can post it under this episode. Kela sent us a really, really good video the other day, and trust, this guy's language is all over the place, but
I love him. I love him.
He's my spirit animal.
Right. Yes. So he went off on an entire rampage of, about the government and congressmen and so on, and how they, even though we live in a capitalist society, that's our economic structure in the United States, but we failed to understand, how can we go through this? Everyone knows people are not working. Everyone knows their incomes are not coming in. Now, granted, you do have some mortgage companies that are doing the right thing. Mm-hmm. Some mortgage companies are saying, hey, at least till September or whatever date, don't pay nothing, and we'll throw it on at the end of your loan for your home.
Right. Shit, not mine.
That's the right thing to do.
Yeah.
But Greg, tell them what they're doing with your loan. What are they doing with you?
Business as usual. Ain't nothing changed. I still got to pay that money.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless.
Right.
They're not doing anything.
Right.
Wow.
Right. And then in other situations, as the guy explained on the video, is they're allowing you to furlough your payment.
That's what they're doing with ours.
Right. So let's just say, for instance, your mortgage is $1,200 a month. And let's say they say, all right, well, this is what we're going to do for you. April, May, June, you don't have to pay your rent, your mortgage. But in June or July, when all this is supposed to be over, you have to pay all 3 of those months plus your current month at the same time. If I didn't have the $1,200 or $1,000 that month, what makes you think I'm gonna have 4,000 in 3?
But if I have money, then I'll just pay these next 3 months. If I had that much money, I don't need it to be furloughed if I can already pay it.
It's an empty promise. It looks good, but it does no help.
It was pretty in our face, but we didn't know that it was, coal on the other end.
Right. Exactly.
But do you have a choice, though? Do you have a choice of how they're going to do it?
I don't. So I think it's depending on the company. So when all of this started going on, it was like, hey, y'all, call your mortgage companies. They have plans in place for this, but everyone's plans in place is not the same.
It wasn't beneficial to the people.
No, it's not. And I don't think it's going to be beneficial to the company if, I'm going to foreclose on my house because I can't make 3 months of payments. And then you're going to have to foreclose on me and then resell my house at under market value to get it sold. Really just the price of the loan, not of the interest. So they're not thinking about the people. But again, this all goes back to, we need to stop going out in droves just voting for the presidents. These are the elective officials that not y'all, but y'all, the public. Those of you who stayed home and did not vote for Congressman Ho so-and-so, I'm about to say ho and ho, Congressman ho and Mayor so-and-so, and Councilwoman and man so-and-so, you sat home and allowed these people to take these seats. And now everyone is all taken aback at the decisions that are being made by the people that you elected or did not elect.
I mean, I do get that. It's also true that there were 3 million people who, Hillary won with over 3 million votes.
Oh yeah.
than Donald Trump, and so his ass is still in the White House. But in capitalism, it's always going to be profits over people, and they're trying to phase people out right now, anyways, in some of these industries where it's going to be automated, and so you get robots to do stuff, and then it's always profits over people, and so I don't know what we do because it's still people working in these companies, and so I don't know at what point do they not realize, like, okay, you started in a garage. What Microsoft started in a garage?
Right.
Does not remember what it was like to be in that garage and trying to do what you're trying to do, and now that you have billions of dollars, like you don't help out your workers. I'm not talking about Microsoft. I don't know what y'all doing, but some of these large companies, they're looking at their profits over the people, especially trying to get them to come back to work. What has happened? What has the government done to show us that they fixed whatever is going on outside and that it won't get worse? That's what I want to know. They didn't have it 6 weeks ago, and they haven't told us anything that they're going to do for the next 6 weeks. So why do we think that it's okay to go to the beach, go to the barbershops, go to the beauty salons, and they, like the woman.
Go ahead.
The woman in Las Vegas, right? The mayor of Las Vegas, we'll put that video down too. Yeah. But she was talking about how, I'm just trying to get people back to work. What are you going to do to make them stay healthy? Oh, well, that's the business's problem. They need to, make sure that they get everything situated, or else they're going to be put out of the business by another business doing better than them, sanitary wise. How do they even know what it's going to take to fight this COVID in their business? What are you telling us?
Right.
They're opening back up too soon right now. For me, it's just way too soon anyway. Like, they're trying to open us back up in Tennessee. They're trying to open us back up on the 1st of May. And it's like, but why? Yep. I still don't see how these restaurants are essential personnel. They're not. Now, grocery stores, markets, I'm good. But these restaurants aren't. That's how you know what I'm saying? If you really want to help these businesses, some of these businesses, help those markets and things like that, let them open up, get some of those daggone, rules together for them, and let people still go and shop so they can feed their families. But why do I need to be able to go to Burger King? It doesn't make sense.
What do you think about this?
Cheese.
Right. So, all right, let's think about it like this, because not that I agree with what I'm getting ready to say, but I like to play devil's advocate, okay? So I agree with the fact that we opened up entirely too early, just across the board, because there's nothing, like Kela said, nothing has changed, nothing is different. So what makes you think it's safer than it was a week, not even 6 weeks ago, a week ago? Yeah. What has changed? True, they are saying across the board that the plateau, we have a somewhat of a plateau going on across the United States as far as numbers of cases that we're seeing come through. But we are also seeing an increase in deaths from COVID-19. So, I don't think that's like, a balance. That's not a balance. Less people died, so we good now. That doesn't make any sense. But what do you guys think about the pressure then that the elected officials are receiving from the people? And I don't mean just, look, it may not even be our people, but people that they're tired of being home with their children. They're tired of, I don't know, they don't know how to do their own nails. For some reason, they don't know how to cut their hair. They're fiending or addicted to the Whopper. They're addicted to McDonald's. They need to go out. They're stir crazy. They don't know how to be happy with themselves. I don't know. So what if these decisions are being made based on the pressure of the people to the elected official? And I'm not talking about the Vegas lady, because we already know that's BS. I'm not talking about her. She made it very clear. But what if that's where the decisions are, the rash decisions are coming from? What if? Does that make sense?
I think they're coming from two sides. I think it's coming from the people that are at home, the small, I don't want to call it small, but the regular citizens that, whose kids aren't in school, who can't go to work because the company that they work for is closed right now, you know, and because of that, they can't pay their bills, or, you know, they're scrounging and scraping around trying to make sure, okay, I did get a little bit of money, let me make this stretch. Right. So you got people, you know, in that situation that are pressuring those elected officials to, you know, open back up because I need money, my kids need some type of education, we need to be able to provide for our families. That's on one side. But then you have the other side of those elected officials that are being pressured by those lobbyists and by those big businesses that are, you know, losing major profits on a daily basis that they're not open. So it's costing them more money for the employees to be at home than it is for them to actually be in the building or whatever facility is that they have, right, and selling their product or providing that service. So where you have Georgia that opened back up their gyms and their barber shops and their beauty salons and their bowling alleys for whatever reason, I don't know why that's an essential business, but bowling alleys are open now. So, you know, you have these industries that are opening, and yes, they're putting their people back to work, but at what cost to their health? Well, this goes back to what Kela was saying when it comes to automation, because a lot of these businesses are turning to automation. So if 1 to 2% of the population, or 1 to 2% of America's children are going to die if they go back to school, whatever, we were going to change some of their jobs to automated jobs anyway. So it doesn't matter that you went to school and you have all these thousands of dollars in student loans because you were trying to work in an industry that no longer has a place for you, because now I got a robot that can do your job and they're more efficient at it than you. So I necessarily don't need you here. So if you die, it's not going to cost me nothing.
Right, right.
And that's where a lot of businesses are looking at it. But at the same time, you got these people that are relying on this because this is their livelihood. This right. is, you know, they've been in the industry, or they worked in that particular facility or that particular company for 10, 15, 20 years. And now the company has to close because there's no employee, there's no customers coming in, and I can't even buy my products from whatever company I need to because trade is shut down. Mm. There's so many avenues from this and so many parts and so many different levels to it. We'd never get to the bottom of it.
No, we won't. What's up, Cabana?
I just think that, you know, a lot of times we fail to accept responsibility. We fail to accept reality. You have fear, you have greed, you have humanity, and you have morality. Most of what I've always seen in America is we are just never ready. We are never prepared. We're never ready to get in the dirt. If you got to go back to the beginning, I don't care if you go to the Indians, if you go to the slaves, there wasn't always a TV. There wasn't right. always a phone. And I speak from a career where I have to wake up and make things happen. I mean, in the midst of, you know, this going on, you know, for me as a singer, I have been more busy actually than when I was really singing every week and doing big and productive things. But that is because mentality I was taught. And I thank God for a mother and a father that taught me that whatever situation you're in, you need to be comfortable in it. You need to be content in it so that you can think. And I think that when fear comes, I think that when greed comes, I think that when morality is messed with and humanity is messed with, everybody's going to say the same thing. I need to get food. I need to get this. But this is the funny thing to me. They open up, and I'm just going to speak for our culture because we are powerful people. Yes, we are. Mm-hmm. They open up the major businesses that we run, that we work, and that we create. And most of them started out of our homes. So how can't you go back to it? You know, why can't you figure out ways? Because people are doing still hair in the house, still doing different things. And of course, you have to be conscious and take precautions. But I think that this really gets down to how Americans are just never ready. Because when you look overseas, most of those other countries, they have different kinds of, they're like prepared in a different way. Like they go through, but for some reason they like got extra this and extra that, or they're more content just being. And I think that that's the problem. When you see people get on TV and they say that the casualty of death is cool. We know people are gonna die. If anybody has any common sense, we know that life is gonna be lost, but it doesn't have to be so major by putting everybody on the front line. I think that we have to start going back to the basics of having the conversations in your homes with your family and your kids of how can we make this work? Let's come up with creative ideas how to survive instead of just the fighting one or the stealing one or I'm going to take this from you. And it scares me more that people are not looking for solutions within their own world instead of stealing solutions from other people, like the dummy that said, can we drink Lysol?
Oh my goodness.
And we need to keep on repeating the dummy that said, drink Lysol, because he's the dummy that's leading us. And anybody that wants to, support him, I'm going to say it, well, then you be the dummy that drink Lysol. Because at the end of the day, we know that scientifically, we know that, come on, preposterous.
Oh, no. But it's easy to say that we know that. I saw an article today. Public Health Office in Maryland received over 100 phone calls from people asking if it was okay to ingest disinfectant.
And there was a point in time when you can actually believe what your president said, and that's what they did. That's all those people were doing. They thought they could trust their president to say the right things. You know what I mean?
This is the thing. It's not because of that. And it's the same thing that hurts our African American culture. We do not want to really take the time to educate ourselves. I mean, on the back of the can, it already lets you know that you can't digest it. Don't nobody read the back of the can. The back of the can lets you know that it kills the virus. It's already been up there for years. So my thing is, it's like when I go back to saying excuses, it's like we make excuses because of fear.
I think Barack Obama.
Hold on, go ahead. I missed.
They say Barack Obama.
What would you say about Barack?
Oh, I was saying that if Barack Obama said something like that, like who would not have believed him? You expect people who are sitting, like the person sitting in that office, to say the right things. I know what you're saying, Cabana. I know. And no, of course you should always. This may be a tip that you should not believe anything. Go out and do your own research. Like, don't even listen to what we talking about. Do your own research. You know what I mean?
I'm down to say go do your own research, and I agree. I do feel that is something that we as a culture don't have a tendency to do. We as a culture, and I've seen it on Facebook, we as a culture are a major culprit of spreading fake news on social media. And people will believe it above everything else. They will swear by it. There was a guy the other day posted on his page, and I really try to find what's Cabana's word, balance on who I correct on social media and who I just allow to continue being dumb. It is so, it makes me like angry, like physically exhausting to see some of the stuff that our people post. And I'm like, I am the one that will come on the post and be like, where'd you get this from? Don't you see NBC got 4 C's in it? That's not NBC. Can't you see? Who told you? But again, everybody's not as logical as I am, because I am the person that show me the story. I see it on social media. What state did this come from? And then I'm going to the local newspaper website to read that story. I don't care really about ABC's story because they compact it so much you don't have the details. They sensationalize it. Yeah. But I will go to, you know, Wavy TV 10 site where there is somebody that I know I've seen, you know, do stories and get every single detail. This person living on this street at this time, he ran around the corner. You know that Black Mac, that's where he was. And then, you know what I'm saying? And then it's like, all right, I can relate, but we just pass so much crazy, incorrect information and just run with it. We have become, not just us, but just as a whole, we've become a culture of sheep. Reading. Where the hell are the lions? Where the hell are the herders? Where are they? Well, I know 5 of them's right here.
They've been shushed. They've been silenced. They are being killed. They're being taken out. Yeah. They're being Jeffrey Epstein.
God dang.
Oh my God.
What's going on?
Well, my thing is, then come get me then. If that's the case, then come get me, because I'm not going to shut my mouth.
They go do it.
She's like, they don't do it. Don't do it.
I'm gonna look at the article, and I'm guilty of it. And a lot of times I'll post it so that I can go back and reread it. Because a lot of times you'll see something online and your screen will blink, and then it was gone, whatever it was. Mm-hmm. So what I'll do is sometimes I'll just post it so I can come back and read it later. And then I'm looking at it, and a lot of times you'll see stuff and you'll be like, that couldn't have been true. Let me go back and reread this again. Or let me send this to myself so I can look at it. But even when you do try and post stuff, you're looking at it. And then a lot of times, like Disney, I'll look to see like, okay, what headline or what news source posted this? Or, you know, what article did this come from? Okay, The Onion posted it. I know that shit's a lie. You believe anything from and you deserve whatever happens to you.
Lysol. You deserve to drink Lysol.
Right. So instead of, you know, calling it social distancing, it's more like social Darwinism right now, because it's survival of the fittest. And if you feel the need to ingest or inject or take any type of disinfectant that you think is going to assist in preventing the coronavirus within your own self, and you felt that was a great idea, I'm not telling you to kill yourself, but by all means, do try.
No, this is what we're going to say. Look, what we're going to say is this.
You taking yourself
But the president actually said that the disinfectant kills the virus. He just failed to say it will kill you too. He forgot that part.
Yeah.
He was being
he didn't forget that part.
He fluent sarcasm, and that's not what he was speaking when he said that.
I am fluent in sarcasm, and that his conjugation was all wrong. All wrong.
He's looking at people around the room, and he's looking, you know, he's looking at other people that are sitting there for confirmation of what he's saying.
Yes, and everybody was like,
you're sitting there and you're looking at him, you're like,
hey, that doctor lady, she just kept blinking.
Right.
He's like, you said you're gonna check that out, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look, I can neither confirm nor deny the statement that you have just said. Look, she's an emoji now.
He's going to be
don't know. What's up, Cabana? Can you hear us?
Yeah, I think I can. Yeah. The funny thing is this, though, not to give him more room than he needs, but he already let us know from the very beginning of who he was. He let us know that he seeks attention. He let us know that he had an ego. He let us know that he was a businessman and he built a fortune. But he also let us know that he had a joke in mind that he was going to become the president and that he called them idiots and stupid. And you can go on YouTube and see the video of him making a statement that y'all can become the president because they that dumb. And now he is the president. And the thing about it is, one thing that I always tell somebody, when it comes to someone like Trump, don't call him stupid, call him stupid with intelligence because he's deliberate in everything that he does. When he gets on his platform, he knows what that platform is for. And he says a lot of what I call subliminal advertisements for destruction. He says things for individuals that are not intelligent enough to understand that he's setting up the story for you to walk off the cliff with no parachute. He's giving you a bomb in your hand and then saying, well, I'll see you later, but go down the street with the bomb, but don't let it drop. And you still hold it and then you explode. So Trump to me is the most dangerous kind of stupid because he's doing it deliberately. And he tries to take the African American culture, as he always does, and prostitute our celebrities, because we look at our celebrities as heroes and giants, because in the African American community, we're not told to look at our mothers and fathers as celebrities, our uncles and our aunts and our cousins that are working great jobs and doing great for their family. We got to be a basketball player. We got to be a singer. We got to do this. I did singing because it's my gift, not because, you know, I want to be like everybody. I did it because it was my passion. And so I didn't even think I was gonna be this passionate about this subject, but I definitely am so glad that we're having a discussion. So Kela said it right. Even though we're saying all of this, you're supposed to check Cabana, check Busy, check Cool Candice, check Tyrone, check all of us to make sure that we're giving you some facts and stop walking around like the Walking Dead with breath in your body. If you're gonna be walking dead, then die. But if you're living, get up and do something about it.
Sorry. You walking dead, then die. Can I get it on the t-shirt?
Yes, right. If you're gonna be walking dead, then die. And that's the fact, Jack.
Hey, I agree though with Cabana when he said that the dude is like pushing an agenda of destruction though. Cause like for real, if people are gonna listen, he's on that platform, people are gonna listen to him and do what they're gonna do. Like you said, Dizzy, in Maryland, that they called in and all that stuff, right? Think about it. He's trying to control the population. That's what it looks like to me. First, he's trying to put a wall up to keep people out. Well, I can't keep people out. Well, then fuck it, I'm just gonna kill people here. Go put some bleach in your body.
He knows. He knows what he's doing.
And people are doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my question. What do you think? So some of the places have already opened up. Some places aren't going to be opening up until like Monday or whatever the case may be. What do you think the fallout, other than this shit ramping up again and more people dying, what do you think are going to be like the repercussions? So like example, in Georgia, they said, all right, we're going to open barbershops and beauty shops back up. And there are some individuals that's just like, nah, I'm good. I'm not going to open up yet. We're going to wait till June and what have you. Do you think that there's going to be any repercussions on the businesses that don't open, other than them not receiving, you know, their normal revenues? Do you think there's going to be any repercussions from that?
I would say yes. I couldn't speak to what exactly that would be, but anytime you don't fall in line with their agenda and doing exactly what they want you to do at the moment that they want you to do it, there's going to be some type of fallout and you're going to pay some type of price for it. It may not be anything that you're going to see right this moment, but you'll definitely see it on the back end, whatever it is. Whether they're going to tax you more because you weren't open for those amount of weeks when you could have been open, or whether they're going to have you, work more once you do open back up, or by that time you would have lost a lot of the employees and a lot of the customers that you would have had, because now they're going to other businesses that are open, that are able to provide that service or provide those products that they're needing at this moment. So, I can't say exactly what you will end up paying for it, what your costs will be, but I can definitely say, yeah, something's gonna happen. We may not know exactly what it is, but something's gonna happen.
Right. Anybody else input on that question?
I think it just depends on what type of business it is, what service they provide, because Americans are always going to be lazy. So if you got, you know, type of business where it's something that, you know, people don't want to do, like whether it's lawn service or hell, cleaning your own damn house, is always something that people don't want to do. So it's always going to be a job there. But like I said, it just depends on what field you're in.
Okay. I wanted to jump back on what Cabana said about the agenda of destruction. So I just happened to pass this article, and I passed it all to the team last week, that I was not aware. Well, of course, because, you know, nobody's read the details about the stimulus checks that everyone received. And so at first, everybody was like, if you take that money, you're going to have to pay it back, or more taxes and da-da-da-da. Well, I went ahead and read it, and that's really not the case. It's a payment. That's not what's happening. But there was a piece in this package that I was like, what the hell was that?
Hey, that reminds me of Mortal Kombat. Hey, you got the Mortal Kombat shirt on. Sorry.
So there is a piece that I did not know was written into it. So if you are an American citizen and you are married to an immigrant, and immigrant meaning basically not from this country, you do not have a social security number yet. So typically, if you file taxes together, you will file with your social security number. But if they don't have their social security number yet, you get what's an ITIN number, ITIN number, which is basically a tax ID number. And you have that for quite some time during the process of becoming a U.S. citizen. So if you are married to an immigrant who does not have the U.S. status yet, your entire family does not get the stimulus check. So let's just do some math real quick. So let's just say you were supposed to get $1,200 a person in the house. Okay, so that's $2,400. And let's say you have 2 kids, and I think each kid was what, $300, $500. Okay, so let's say you got 2 kids. So that's another thing. So that's $3,400. Now here's the thing. I'm a U.S. citizen. My husband now is a U.S. citizen, but he wasn't for some time. So I pay taxes. My husband paid taxes under his ITIN number. So you're telling me that because I chose not to marry a U.S. citizen, which takes a long ass time to get done, for them to immigrate, I'm not gonna get $3,400 of stimulus assistance from the country I paid my taxes to, and your spouse. Can somebody tell me what the hell is the connection? What does one have to do with the other?
It's because immigrants. That's my opinion. I really think, and I don't know how this makes sense because to me it clearly doesn't, but I really think that our president has an agenda to where he really dislikes immigrants, almost to the point that he feels that, I don't know if it's his race or just he feels that just Americans on their own are better than everyone else, but he wants us to be above everyone else. And so in that point, I really think he's doing all he can to nudge, push, elbow, push out the way any type of progression that immigrants can have here in this country. Dude, this country was built on the backs of immigrants. You married and divorced nothing but immigrants.
Okay, I was about to ask that question.
Point
yes.
Try and push out the Mexicans and everyone else that comes in from South America, or from south of the Mexico-Texas line, basically. And then you're making it harder for people that are trying to come into the country. So right now he has suspended, and he just did an executive order. I can't remember which day it was, but it was recent, that he did an executive order to suspend anyone of America trying to give them citizenship. So right now, any immigrants that are coming over that were in the process of trying to get their immigration status, he's suspended it. So that's two. You got the wall, you got suspension of that, and then now you're passing out this stimulus for everyone that are basically taxpayers, everyone that are, every citizen, you know, you married couples with up to 3 children, you know, you're receiving $500 per kid, $1,200 per person.
Right.
This is, you know, stimulus money to help build the economy back up. It was like, oh, I'm only helping my folks. If you an immigrant, I don't care about you. Like, I don't need your money. Y'all go about your business. So that's 3 different.
That's the piece I don't understand. Is like, so an immigrant is not gonna spend the same amount of money in the store. The money still gonna come into the. Look, Mexican people go to McDonald's too. It's not just Americans. And see. So I didn't know that the process had been suspended. So my mother-in-law is in the immigration status, in the immigration cycle right now. And we have been working this process for a long time. She's not from Mexico, she's from Africa. But her process, it's so lengthy, it's so expensive. And so then for someone to come and say, oh, we get that you pay taxes, you're good enough to pay taxes into the country, but you're not good enough for us to help you when shit gets bad. I can't rock with that. And I can't see how anybody else can rock with that. And
I think Puerto Ricans are American citizens.
That too.
Okay. What you say, Cabana?
Okay, I was just saying, like, once again, it shows the ugly face of America, because it really gets down, and I think about Hitler at this time. The problems that we're having, yeah, they can be solved, but usually the problem, if it's down to a person, if they are racist of any kind, whether they don't like Spanish, whether they don't like blacks, whether they don't like homosexuals, whatever it is, then that ugly head comes up. And it's like, we rarely have had a president where, you know, they were really, really for the people, where they didn't have that kind of condemnation in them for anybody. And when someone already doesn't like a certain type of people, then you already have that blood, that bad blood, that bad energy, you know, circulating. And like you said before, you said a very important point. Kind of like, you got to stop looking at the president, because the House, all of them, there's bad blood through the whole system, and they feel a certain way about whomever. And then that is a huge problem, is because we're not really working for mankind. We're only working for one kind. Mm-hmm. And that one kind, we already know what it is. And we still have to do what our brothers and sisters have done in the past.
Yeah.
Do you let me see if he comes back. Okay, there we go.
I'm so sorry, I dropped out.
It was too hot.
Crazy.
I know, right? It's too hot everywhere. That's what it is.
Yeah, you know, that's it. You know, but yeah, one kind, and we need to get back to human.
Right.
I did want to mention about how we could have been prepared for this. You know, it's not up to us to figure out what we do during a pandemic. It really isn't. It isn't up to the individual people, because we had a mechanism in government that was watching, you know, these infectious diseases, and where Obama did plan because he knew something was coming. Yet 45 decided he wanted to get rid of that. Mm-hmm. Why did he get rid of that? You know, that would be my question. Why did you get rid of that office, as if that's not something that is already being studied? Infectious diseases are already being studied. Why aren't we prepared for this? Right. And then why are you, instead of saying people need to get back to work, you know, people don't want to stay home. Yes, people do want to stay home and stay safe, make sure that they stay healthy and stay alive. Why don't we just maybe the people lobby for a universal income? Like this, if the government is telling us that it's not safe outside, and they currently do not have a way to make sure that everybody stays healthy and to fix this with a vaccine, it's not done yet, then we need to take that tax money that the people have been, putting into the government and use it to take care of the people.
Right.
I don't know why that isn't the focus. It's like we've been so conditioned that we have to work, and it's a moral thing. Like if you don't work, then you're not a good person. Mm-hmm. What? So I should be working, even if that means I'm putting my health at risk, I'm putting my family at risk, I should still work.
But that's the capitalist mentality. I
right.
mean, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't make it right. I mean, but I think, even when I was growing up, my father, would always tell me, I know you're dedicated to your job, whatever the job is that I'm doing. I know you're dedicated and loyal to your job and so on. But you must take care of yourself first, because if you die today, the doors of the facility are still gonna open. There's still gonna be kids that walk in the door. The staff still gonna show up. Everything is going to resume whether you are there or not. So you've got to take care of you regardless. And I agree, we are conditioned to believe, oh, well, I'm just a little bit sick. Man, let me go on into work because I'm not that sick. I've been at work and had a respiratory infection and didn't even know, like I was sick, but I was like, I'm sick enough to get to work. I'm well enough to get to work.
How many of you just self-diagnose that you are contagious or not? But we all make that decision to get in front of people not knowing whether or not we're contagious. And you do hear people say, I ain't contagious. How you know? You haven't have 0 medical degrees. 0.
Right.
I
agree.
Whether or not you're contagious, and yet you'll still go in there. They'll play with babies. They will touch other people. They'll touch all the surfaces in the world. Like how? And we expect them to do better now? I don't think so.
Right.
People that it's kind of the way the American lifestyle has changed too. People are looked at as you're supposed to be loyal to a fault. Mm-hmm. And they expect you to be loyal to your company, whatever company that may be that you're working for. You're supposed to bring your, shed your blood, your sweat, your tears, all the above for this company. I bleed for my company, whatever company that may be. If I'm in the Army, I'm bleeding for the Army. If I work for Blue Cross Blue Shield, that's all I'm doing. I'm doing Blue Cross Blue Shield. I'm not, but they want you to give your all to this company, whatever company that may be. And that's fine, but they want you to do it to a fault. So whether you're sick or not, they expect you to come to work. Be like, oh, I'll give you a couple hours of sick leave a year. You can have a little bit, but I still expect you to come into work. If you just got the sniffles, you all right, you can come on in. You don't need to worry about trying to just take care of yourself because, I have this production over here that needs to be manufactured. I still need my employees to come in. Well, who's to say that those small little sniffles that I had didn't develop into some respiratory infection, which, may have caused my lungs to get inflamed and I get pneumonia and then I die. Then what? They're going to have another body in your seat before it gets cold.
Exactly. And hence capitalism. That's one thing that I will definitely say that I have learned is that, so of course, went over to Germany and stayed over in Germany for an extended amount of time. And it's like 6 years or something like that. The European mentality is that they work to live. United States, we live to work.
Yep.
And it's a very big difference. I felt such a relief of stress when I was living in Europe. It was like it was like vacation. Like I'm like, I don't feel like am I relaxed? Like, is this real? Is it really like this? And even though I was working for the military, it's still a different mindset. But I'm telling you, honey, when I came back to the States, the rat race is so different. And it's like all of the stresses that I had before and, you run into health conditions and all of this because it's just a different monster and a different dynamic. And it's really sad that, okay, it's about the dollar and not about the people and it's stressful and we want you to be loyal. We are losing this battle right now with COVID-19. And I'm looking at Germany like,
yep.
I want to go back.
Y'all got it. Yeah, I'm like, y'all got it together. My brother-in-law works for a company. They gave them a 6-foot stick. And it says basically, stay this far. And boom, nope, you can talk to me from the other end of the stick. Now, it sounds ridiculous, but that's Germans. Just right here. It needs to be exactly this. Don't come any closer. You don't have to be that far. Just come to the stick and talk to me. You know, they're telling them, stay in the house, do your mask, do this. And the Germans are listening. And that's what's helping them.
I really don't know.
Police also could beat them up too.
About the 6-foot thing, though. Like, do you really think that it makes a difference? I don't think it makes a difference. I'm going to the grocery store to get food. I have my mask on. We're still passing each other on the aisles. Like 6 feet doesn't. I can't.
They don't know what 6 feet is. They don't know about the passing. They don't understand it. Nor do they care.
Even if the person is at the register and I'm 6 feet from them, like they leave and I'm automatically in their space. Like, it doesn't it linger? I don't think that the 6 feet situation is the answer at all. I don't think it is.
I was reading something the other day, and they were showing for people that are working out outside and for people that are running, they're saying that the distance needs to be even farther because of, let's say you're running and you're coughing or you're sneezing, but not to mention you're sweating. And so if your sweat's dripping off of you and you're perspiring and it's flying in the wind behind you, and let's say someone's in your running behind you.
And this is why I don't run.
Their distance needs to be even farther because with the person perspiring and they're running, you could be catching whatever wind flying off of their body because you're running whatever, but you're still sick.
Yeah, that's why I don't really think the distance thing is something that we should even be talking about. Definitely making sure that you wear protective gear, staying in the house like whenever possible. I think you should stay there, and unless you need to do essential things. But
right,
we're gonna be in each other's space if we're outside. Right. We're in a place together. That's just what it is, and you can't walk around somebody's, like, you can't always be 6 feet away from everybody.
True.
Yeah.
So we running into our hour, and I know people got things to do. However, Miss Candice we had an hour, bruh. I know, right?
But y'all didn't tell me about the gerbils.
There is no gerbils. Okay, wait a minute. The Georgia guinea pigs. That's what we said first off. Okay, the reason it is the gerbil guinea pigs is the gerbil guinea pig. The Georgia guinea pigs, I love Tyrone, is because
I do too.
Georgia is the state that's now opening up barbershop.
It worked.
So, right. So they're opening up. The theory is
they're opening a lot. They're opening barbershops, massage parlors, tattoo places, beauty salons, nail shops, bowling alleys, gyms.
Tattoo?
Yes, tattoo. And massage.
Right.
And I need to give you a massage. I can't comb your hair and be 6 feet away from you. I don't know how that's going to work.
And so the whole theory right now is, isn't it kind of funny that all the places that are being opened in Georgia kind of appeal to who?
Yeah.
So
and there are places that can get you sick.
They doing this. So this is the guinea pig stage. What they say it was a meme and I thought it was cute. I haven't fact checked it, but I think the Bible will speak that Noah's Ark stopped. Who got off the ark first? Not the people. He sent a dove. Go out there and see what it's like before I step off this boat. So right now, we the doves. Let's see what happens.
I can't be a dove.
And we, not us five, but we are gonna be the ones going out there with hairstylists in our hair, people on our nails, massaging our bodies, and so on, and that cannot do social distancing. So what they want to see is, is there going to be another increase? So I will say, so that's what the gerbils are, Tyrone. So around the room one time, since it's our hour up. So Kela, last words, what you got, baby?
Ooh, here's my 2 cents, y'all. Come in real close. It's not our fault. It's not our responsibility to get it together. It's up to the government to get it together. So I hope y'all are listening, because you need to get it together.
Boom. She sounds just like somebody, mama. You go, girl. Get it together. Tyrone Greggory, what you got?
Listen. People should not cough next to you or near you. They should cough away from you. So if somebody cough near you, tell them to far cough.
Far cough. Far cough. I like what you did there. That's not what you, but that's gonna be the fad. That's gonna be the hashtag of the day. Far cough. Miss Candice.
Look, y'all do your best to stay safe. Try to keep your family safe. Do all that you can to keep your distance from other people. If you do have to engage with other folks, we know it's inevitable. Wash your hands, wash your face, wash your ass, wash your clothes. And
wash your masks.
Wash your masks. Because you touching the mask, and then you're trying to wear gloves, and then you touch your phone, and then you're touching your keys, and then you move your mask out the way and scratch your face. You're
running through, run a sweat. Yeah.
Don't be safe. Like, do your research. Don't be afraid to read. Words aren't all big. You can break some of them down. It's okay.
Have syllable.
Look, I'm sorry, Georgia. Y'all are the guinea pigs right now. Las Vegas, your mayor wanted to volunteer y'all to be the testers to see, how things are going to work inside the closed space of the casino. But it's not her job. She said that it wasn't her job to figure that out. So as far as y'all's health is concerned, take your health into your own hands, because your elected officials don't really care about you.
Agreed.
Michael Jackson said they don't really care about us, and nobody believed him.
He wore a mask and gloves.
He already did.
He already had it. All right, and Mr. Cabana.
Okay. All right, this is the thing. To my people, and when I say people, not just Black people, but all people, because I love mankind, I want you to just do this. This is the opportunity for you to be real with yourself. You got to find out if you're weak or if you're strong, if you want to sit or if you want to stand. This is the opportunity to really, really reflect on what you can do from the inside out and not the outside in. Use wisdom, use common sense, and don't be afraid to push down that pride and go to somebody that has wisdom, that has common sense, to give you the information that you need, not only to be free, but to be victorious. So today, my people, not just Black people, but all people, stand and not sit. Use your wisdom, use your common sense, and most importantly, whether you believe in God or not, there is faith in yourself. Believe and you shall receive.
All right. I will say this. I have dealt with so much this week dealing with work and individuals that still have to work, and consoling children who are readily and really being affected by what is going on right now. Mm-hmm. And then the icing on the cake really happened, I think, on Thursday. The icing on the cake happened Thursday. A friend of mine and my brother's, actually a family friend, his father passed away on Thursday morning, 5:30, 6:30 in the morning from COVID-19. And he was only in the hospital for 2 days.
Wow.
And so I'm not gonna say this isn't real. I'm just gonna say it starts hitting a nerve with y'all when it starts getting too close. Yeah. I mean, and that may sound selfish, but it is what it is. That's when the reality starts to really hit. Like you hear this many thousand, that many thousand, and we're used to hearing those numbers someplace else.
Yeah.
But now that it's here, people were like, oh, what? In the United States? Which is probably a reason why we aren't prepared. But it's like, oh, it's here. Well, it's not really here. It's over in New York. So it's still far, because, you know, in every scary movie, it always happens in New York. And then when it starts, oh, well, now it's in Virginia. And then, oh, well, now it's near Williamsburg, which is 45 minutes away. Then it's, oh, now it's in Hampton. Then it's like, oh, so-and-so principal from this school died from it. To this person died, to this person on the news, to bam. And now it's in your face.
Yeah.
So for me, I don't care. I can't even tell everybody else what to do. I will say that for me and mine, my husband and my children gonna stay cooped up in this building until my governor, who I do believe in my governor because he's a doctor, and yesterday he just extended the order even farther than what he had the last time. And I'm like, okay, because you the doctor. What Kela say? You have 0 degrees. I don't, but my governor does. So he could tell me, well, he can't tell me about disinfectant. He wouldn't tell me about disinfectant. But I'm going to do pretty much what he tells me to do to stay safe for my family. And yes, I'm still going to go out as the essential employee and take care of the children of the war fighters that are fighting not only not fighting the war, but who are protecting this country, but they are going to be the ones on the front lines taking care of you while we're getting sick. So I think that some people's actions are really selfish. I don't know. I know we're going to wrap up what you got to say, but straight off the desk of cool Candice, I'm getting ready to tell y'all. Life, yeah. Huh?
I said, did Greg say his last little piece?
He did. He asked about the gerbils.
Oh.
Straight off the desk of cool Candice, I'm getting ready to tell y'all, life is about to get real crazy real quick. So there is a news report that just came in, and there is a high possibility North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un is reportedly dead.
I've seen that.
I am curious to see what is about to happen in this world.
Yeah. With this president.
We love y'all. What you got to say? Episode 5. We see y'all next week. Pieces.